it's going to be final at this time of year, but have you seen one guy separate in any meaningful way at quarterback now that you've had some time to evaluate those three?
You know, I think that probably we got 2 more scrimmages that I feel like we need to know better for that. But I think it's back and forth. You know, good days for one may take the lead, one may. So I think that they're both obviously young. They're both learning. They're both making plays. I think that it's just it's a process you go through without question. But I just think that it's not really ready to say who's even in the lead at this point.
Do you want that in spring, or are you fine going into summer, still leaving that kind of open-ended and figuring it out?
Yeah, you know, for me, we haven't made that decision yet. Right at this point, would not be ready to make that decision. You know, so if something changed, we would. But at the same time, there's so much to be done over the summer. There's so much to be done in fall camp that it's really going to be difficult to make that decision prior to that, I would think. You know, so but especially when you got 2 guys that have don't have a lot of experience in games. You know, so but at the same time, I love the way they're working, and I'm excited about it. I think they've both shown that they can run our offense and lead our football team, which is great.
I guess what stood out to you the most about those 2 guys, Sorsby and Jackson?
Well, I tell you what, they're really great with each other, which is always an interesting dynamic, you know, per se, and in terms of even in the meeting rooms and on the practice field and off the field. So I just think you got 2 high-quality young men that have a lot of talent, that are highly competitive. You know, they both want to be the guy without question. And but I think that the thing that sticks out to me is just they encourage each other. You know, even in their, you know, not like they're trying to, you know, be the guy's adversary. I don't sense that whatsoever. And they're teammates, you know, and I just like the way they're working. I like the way they're both. And we did 2 minutes today for the first time, you know, and so we've only had 2, you know, full padded practices too. So it's still a lot left to be out there without question. But I think that they're learning the offense. We're kind of past the point of the initial install. Now it's more about just continue to master some things and focus on some scenarios and situational football like we did today with 2 minute and continue to grow that. But I think that you still have a lot of time ahead of us, a lot of things to be decided for sure.
How has Taven kind of handled both coming in as the new guy and building those relationships with his teammates and competing for a job?
Yeah, that is probably a little more challenging, you know, just because you're new to everything, you know. So, but obviously being here in January was huge, and knew some of the guys already, which helped, I think. But at the same time, you got to earn, you know, that ability to speak, you know, and be as part of our leadership council. And they both are, and just trying to develop those guys. And they're both naturally that way. They're both guys that don't have a hard time communicating and speaking, and they have that confidence about them, which is really good. So, but I think anytime you come in new, you know, you got to establish yourself in the weight room, establish yourself how you're going to work, how you're going to practice, and how you handle, you know, when things go your way and when things don't go your way. And I think that's really what, you know, we're trying to create as much stress and pressure on them, even as much chaos as we can on them, because that's the only way you're going to get ready for a game.
Coach, without asking you to give away too much, I know Andre Carter's a DN, but he looks like a guy that has some versatility that you kind of move him. He's almost like a chess piece, I guess. How nice is it to have that kind of flexibility with a guy who can, no matter where you put him, he can get out for the quarterback?
Yeah, he's a difference maker. You know, it's become pretty obvious, and neat to have that. You know, a guy that can pressure the quarterback, but he's such a big physical presence in there, like on the run as well. And so, just love what he brings, and we're definitely going to be creative with that. And you know, anytime you have an individual, and I even think, you know, Linnell Carr, he gives us something we haven't had in the pass rush area. So those 2 guys really, to me, I'm excited about being able to move around, create matchups that we're looking for that favor our defense.
When you look at the 2 years with the quarterbacks, and you have Connor and Jack last year, 2 seasoned veteran guys, and then 2 guys who really have little experience, how big of an adjustment does that take when you're coaching them through spring practice?
Well, I think, like I said, the biggest thing is we're trying to create as many game likes as possible, you know, because of the variable you just mentioned. And I think that, and it's, you know, it is what it is. You can't make it exactly like that. I get it. So we're trying to do everything we can to create those. Like I said, today was really the first step in that with the 2 minute situation. But I think, guys, you know, there's one thing about experience is there's only one way to get it, you know. And so when you don't have it, you have to find ways to manufacture that. So that's why the time we have between now and September is going to be huge. Everything we do about that, even I think the summer is going to be more important. You know, they've given us some more ability to work with our guys in the summer with the new rules, and so we got to take full advantage of that as well. So I just think it's definitely a challenge without question. But at the same time, there's been other redshirt freshmen that have come in and played, and even in that position at other places, and so that's what the situation demands.
Coach, when you guys open the season this fall, whoever's out there at corner is gonna be a couple guys that have never suited up for you, playing on defense. I guess, how's that position coming along? You got some transfers, some young guys. Are you kind of seeing the development, the progress that you're hoping to see?
Yeah, I believe we are. Once again, we got 2 more weeks here, but Jamari Sharp sticks out to me. He's a guy that was here. We redshirted him. Really, really talented young man with a lot of length and great speed, and excited about his development. I think James Mons continued to grow and develop. Excited about him as well. And then the new guys have all kind of stepped in here, and Kobe and Jameer. Those guys are talented players, and they got length, and so we got a little bit different body types out there than we've had. We've got more of the 6-foot-plus guys, and being able to take advantage of that is a good thing. So I'm excited about those guys, and we're trying to figure out still, even now as we create game situations, who's able to step up and make plays. Did a lot of emphasis on 3rd downs today, outside of the 2 minutes. So a lot of emphasis on our coverage and our different things we're doing, both man and zone. So that's a new position for sure with some new faces that, we've had a lot of guys that played a lot of ball there the last several years. So excited to see the new guys step up and make plays.
Two scrimmages this past 2 weekends. What stood out about those?
Well, I tell you what, the one that we just had is probably the best one I've been a part of in regards to the competition back and forth. Everything we did from a O versus D competition piece came down to the final snap for each one of those, and which is awesome. Thought we created a lot of game-like situations. I thought the guys, both sides making plays. That's kind of what sticks out to me. We've had a chance to really focus on running the football. That's a big emphasis, and we know we got to do a better job with that, and then stopping the run. And so that's been a big area of focus. And so we're making progress there, I believe, on both sides. And obviously, you're give and take with playing against yourselves. But to me, guys stepping up and making some critical plays on both sides and be able to teach off of that. Even today's team meeting, we talked a lot about from what happened on Saturday, as we would normally in a game situation, to be able to teach from that and show how those areas of takeaways, for the defense, protecting the ball on offense, and then the explosive plays. And we're trying to create more of those as an offense and then obviously prevent those. So I just think what I've liked about it is both sides competing, a lot of new faces, a lot of guys getting a chance to be put in game-like situations. That's what we're trying to do.
And you still got 5 practices to go. There's some open spots on the roster to the 85. Portal opens back up, I think, May 1st. Any positions sticking out where you guys this summer may say, okay, we need to maybe add a couple guys here and there to kind of shore up some things?
Yeah, we do, and we're trying to look at that, and we'll be very aggressive with that. I'd say O-line, D-line would be the emphasis initially, and then probably a skill guy on each side of the ball outside of that. So that's kind of where we're at, where we're thinking, and we'll see what's out there. And obviously, it's a whole new world of all that. It's different for everybody to be able to have that as an opportunity and having to get those guys on campus and get them here officially before summer starts. So it's a new world to adjust to, but yeah, that gives us an opportunity to go out and kind of see post-spring where you're at. We had a big meeting about this on Saturday after the scrimmage, and so I kind of feel like we have a good feel for where we're at.
You mentioned Cameron Perry before. Do you kind of see him as that Jalen Lucas type where no one really expects him or knows much about him, but he could have a huge year?
Well, we need him to. He needs to be a guy that steps up, and he just popped so much last year on the scout team against the defense. Saw him every single day, and with his ball skills and his ability to make guys miss in space and the burst he has. So he's very similar to Jalen in that regard. So to have 2 of those guys to be able to have, in that role is big. It's just about guys making plays in space. So yeah, we're going to challenge him even today and to the last couple of weeks here to finish strong and just learning the system so he can be out there, because obviously being as a scout guy, you're not really, you're not running our own offense. So this is a chance for him to really grow in that area. Wasn't here last spring, so this is his first spring ball here. So yeah, he's one of those guys that when you say find ways to get that guy in space, get him the football.
Now that Coach Guerreri's been here for a couple months, just how have you seen him integrate himself with the defense?
Yeah, tell you, he's been great for us. Just love the way he works with our team, the way he works with our staff, and just got a great mindset to be able to, how can we make it better? Obviously the system is what it is, and he's embraced that, and but he's also brought some ideas and ways that I think can help us make it even better. So there's a lot of alignment in regards to philosophy, how you play defense, and so he fits with that, which makes it an easy transition. But he's just a great person, very smart, handles the room well, and but he also listens. I just love the way he works with both the coaches and the players, and it didn't take him long for them to really recognize he's pretty special.
Coach, I know obviously you got Nick Radisek coming in the fall, the
Yep.
kicker, but he's a freshman. Do you feel comfortable with what Chris Freeman and his other guys? I mean, Freeman looks like he's kicking the ball pretty well, and extra RPA?
Yeah, I do. I think Chris is a talented player, and obviously Nico's gonna be coming in. They're gonna be competing for the chance to see who's gonna kick field goals for us, and obviously it's open competition, and Chris obviously has an advantage because he's been here, and he's here right now, and got a chance to be put in those game situations and in practice as well, and these next two scrimmages are gonna be big for that, so we're trying to create stress on him to see how he responds to it, so, but Nico comes in with a lot of talent, and it's like everything else, we want competition at every spot, and we have it there for sure.
All right, thanks. Tom.
Awesome, have a great day, Elio.